Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG located on the east spawn of Malinovka. This one is under the command of johanonperkele, and he's got the improved gun lane drive, vents and rammer. Game on. 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. Of course, we've seen this Arty in action before. Very effective. The thing about this Arty is it does have a very narrow arc of fire. Only 4 degrees either side of the center line, so 8 degrees in total. And that means it does dial in fairly quickly because the Soviet Arty does have that tendency. He's going for the spotting bush straight away, and I would probably do the same. And the reason for doing that, of course, is that there's nearly always somebody in there sitting in the bush, and you would be surprised at the number of times you've caught an enemy tank hiding in the bush and wiped them out with one shot. I've lost count of the number of Type 64s and Hellcats and the like who've actually been sitting there and took the full force of a shell and went straight out of the game after a few seconds. Well, there's a TL7 there sitting in the bush, doesn't realise he's been spotted. Does now, so he's pulling back. But we managed to fire the round in before he managed to pull back all the way, because he suffered a loss of 382 hit points. Now, yes, he did pull away before actually seeing what actually happened to the shell, but he is a lot closer to the enemy in this position, and therefore, even though he's right over the other side of the map, the fact is that he is in danger, so he needs to move fairly quickly. But it does help sometimes if you stick around to see what actually happens to the shell, because you might get a surprising result. Something you're also probably noticing is he's knocking down a lot of trees, and that means he's giving the enemy tanks a lot of options, and the enemy Arty for that matter, a lot of options to choose which one they're going to go for. Of course, that just makes counter battery really difficult. Now, he was going to go for the Shure S1, but changed his mind because there's 2 enemy tanks up the hill at the moment, and it looks like he wants to hit them instead. BZ-176 loses his stun just before we fire in, and we've got an event going on at the top of the hill. It looks like our teammates did not make their way up the hill that quickly, and as a result, it looks like the enemy got control of the hill to start with, and then they pull back when the aircraft crashes. Whoa! Splits into pieces. Well, that shell landed near the Rambo, but not close enough. Only 138 from that one. Now, when the enemy groups together like this, it does become very easy to get multiple hits with one shot. Now, that Rambo, the M103 by another name, is testing the position. And it looks like we did get some stun out of that one, but not a lot. And, well, we're picking it up off the BZ-176. And look at that, they're bunching together now. Always bad form if you do that, because you end up just annoying everyone in the group. And the BZ-176 has gone all in. Rounds out. And yes, that hit the rear of the BZ-176 for 342. We're picking up damage assist as well because his tracks were knocked off. And so he's immobilized at the moment. And I think our guys will take advantage of that. In fact, the Rambos decided to come straight down off the hill, and you can see the enemy tanks they're chasing him down. Rams out, splashes nearby, 141. The Rambo's gone. Unfortunately, the enemy also got on IS-22. But the good news is we took out their ELC Evan 90. In fact, it was a charioteer who got that shot. So the enemy's been pushed back, and in fact, they've gone back to the forest. There's a number of enemy tanks just a short distance away. We're hoping, well, trees just went down there, so there's somebody. Yep, there's two enemies there on the north side of the forest. Yep, we just saw the tracer coming from an enemy Arty. That's making it as plain as you can be exactly where he was. This TL7 over here by the enemy cap area. We're only seconds away from shooting though. Notice how johanonperkele tries to get his rounds out as quickly as he can after he's loaded. We just saw another tree go down. So the enemy is certainly knocking quite a few over, just like he did earlier in the game. But he's also keeping a very high view above the battlefield. And two tracers coming out there, indicating that they're both on this side of the inlet, both Arty. More trees going down. Yes, he thinks one of the Artys is located near that tree, but we just saw a tracer go down, so it looks like the enemy Artys pulled back and then pushed forward to give it another tree. So rounds out. And he wasn't that far off. There's the tracer coming from the other Arty. Now, the enemy Arty in this game is an FV207. That's the British Tier 8. And another 2128, the Soviet Tier 9. With 3 up on the enemy at the moment. We didn't enter the forest to the north, actually. They held back. The contender's also further up the hill, and he's also held back. And it looks to me like johanonperkele's decided that he's going to change position, and he stopped in this spot here, but he might actually take Steve Wall's advice and move forward to get closer to the enemy. Now, he's lined that one up, but changed his mind. Okay, Object 430 went into the woods. He started moving as soon as he fired the one off, but loads of cover in there. The Iron Army just got wiped out by the enemy Panzer 58. Fumsieg, I should say. Okay. And there's another tracer. He's trying to work out the precise position. 2 more trees went down. And the enemy Arty's definitely trying counter battery now. I think they've realized that johanonperkele is doing it, so they might as well respond. He's got the communications expert working as well as concentration. Contender just found the Centurion. Gonna hit the Lanson. And both Artys fired there. Rounds out. Oh, that was a direct hit. That hit one of the Artys. He must have seen the tracer and realized that, yeah, that guy was really close. So he adjusted and shot and got a direct hit because there was no explosion to that shell. So something took the shell directly. Our T-30 just wandered in and got wiped out. It looks like this area is very heavy with enemy tanks. And johanonperkele is moving about, trying to find a better position to shoot from. Getting closer to the enemy. Getting further up the hill. And more trees are going down. You can see from the mini-map the large number of enemy tanks haven't been spotted for a while. The T-30, their Progetto 46, they haven't been spotted. The Striv S1 is another one. So they're all bunched together in the same area. And here's one more counter battery coming in. and missing. That's the other Arty on our team, which is an M40, M43. Now, where do we think he is? Well, both Artys appear to be on the left side. Fired that one in. Again, he's getting closer and closer to the enemy, but pulling back for this shot. The enemy Kunstpanzer's just been spotted. There he is. Notice how the gun dials in so quickly. Almost ready. He's a one shot. One shell near the target, and it turns out to be the M40, M43 who gets him. Now, I'd look the other side of the inlet at the moment. And the FV207 suddenly appeared. They've lost their Progetto. There's only 5 left on either team at the moment. And you notice how johanonperkele's worked his way up all the way to the north. And he's now going to be shooting down, well, to the west on the enemy tanks. They all seem to be in that little corner. We just saw another tree go down. By doing what he's doing, he's actually putting or keeping plenty of material between him and the enemy, so they can't actually see him. They just feel the shells coming in. And there's the tracer. Lines it up, waiting for the last few seconds before shooting. Rounds up. Oh, he got one! There's the FV207. That's his first kill of the game. And that means now there's only the 212A left on the enemy team as Arty. And we just fired. So he's amongst those bushes there. Or at least that's where he was last seen. But there's the enemy T-30. There's the Lanson. We're almost ready to shoot. Rounds out on the Lanson. Direct hit. 371. There's only 3 enemy left now. There's only 4 left on our team. It's been quite an assault. There's the Lancer. Again, he's not quite a one-shot yet. We're lining up the shot. Oh, and unfortunately, the Borsig just got taken out by the enemy Arty, but there's only 3 enemies left. This is getting very tight because there's 2 Arty on our team and 1 tank destroyer, and that tank destroyer is the Charioteer. If we lose him, then it's Arty versus a medium tank and an Arty. So, 3 versus 2. The Charioteer is going in to look. There's the Lanson. Ah, right, we've just spotted the 212A. We lost the Charioteer, but they lost their 212A. And that means now we've got a counter battery because we've taken out both enemy SPGs from that game. But it's now 2 Arty versus a medium tank. But that Lanson C is very badly wounded. You can see how he's trying to get in there, spot that Lanson to let the M40, M43 get a shot. The M40, M43 is closing on the target as well. Shorten the time of flight. He's trying to tell the M40, M43 to pull back, actually. I think he wants the kill for himself. But the Lanson is a one-shot now. He is definitely a one-shot. He took enough damage from the Charioteer and from the M40, M43 for that matter. And we're into the last minute. I get the feeling johanonperkele wanted somebody to stay behind just in case we get a case of the Arty on his own. And there he is. Oh, we took 1 hit. Now we just need to turn and get on target. We failed, but the M40, M43 takes the kill at the last moment. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another ace tanker game for johanonperkele in the 212A. He managed to get a counter battery fire medal in that battle for taking out both enemy SPGs. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. And he got another Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate from this one was 3,877, which is Super Unicum standard, and it went down to the last minute. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. In fact, that went to the Charioteer, who did get wiped out towards the end of the game. 3,677 hit points of damage went to that guy. Second highest damage was johanonperkele with 3,148, and the third highest damage was the Aslains C on the enemy team, their last guy alive, with 2,841. He seemed particularly resistant to enemy fire. The third, when it came to kills, we can see the Charioteer got a Top Gun. He got 6 kills. 3 kills went to the T-30 and the Striv S1 on the enemy team, and 2 kills went to johanonperkele, the Panzer Achtung Fumsieg, and also to the M40, M43 on our team, who also got a Faden's medal in that game. So he killed the last enemy with his last shot. And when it came to the enemy team, the Aslains C also managed 2 kills. When it came to base XP, it's the Charioteer with 1,108. We've got johanonperkele 1,075. They were the only two who managed to make it over 1,000 base, with the Contender getting 892 in third place. He fired 25 rounds, so did use a lot of his ammunition in that game. The thing about this Arty is that it does actually carry 40 rounds. If it actually had carried 30 rounds, he would have been getting very close. But luckily, it does carry enough ammunition. In fact, there's a big argument that, there's a lot of people are actually in favor of giving some of the higher tier Arty more ammunition to play with, simply because they can actually run out of ammo, and that does put constraints on them, whereas some other Arty don't run out of ammunition. So it's a bit unfair that some Artys do and others don't. Anyway, he fired 25 rounds, got 5 direct hits, none of them penetrated, but he did get 25 splash, 3,148 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Did receive 1 hit, it did penetrate. That was from the Aslains. 11 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and he got 415 hit points of damage assist, where he knocked the tracks off, and 890 of stun assist off 23 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 56,351 credits, including 65,000 mission bonus and 4,838 experience points out of that one. He had to work hard for that game. In fact, actually, I believe that his intentions were to try and drive in, and if he couldn't shotgun the guy straight away, he found out the Lancer was just a bit too far away from him, and over a depression, a ridgeline, which meant that it was difficult for him to get the gun to bear, and he felt that he was almost into a no-win situation, and it nearly turned out that way. If johanonperkele had gone down, then they needed the M40, M43 to be a bit far back so that it would be impossible for that Aslains C to win. But in actual fact, it worked out fine, because the M40, M43 did get close enough to get a quick shot on the enemy, and johanonperkele did distract him long enough to try and get his shotgun in. Unfortunately, his shotgun wasn't accurate, and that ridgeline did actually prevent the shell striking the target. But at least it worked out okay in the end. So that's the end of the first battle. We've got another one for you. So let's have a look at that second one right now. In the second battle, we're on the Abbey map, and battle's about to commence.
Time to roll out.
Okay, still got the much improved gun lane drive, the vents, and the rammer. Reload time 28.35 seconds. Standard reload is 37.39. Just waiting the last few seconds before he's loaded. We just saw a tree go down at the back of the road leading up to the Abbey, so somebody's on their way up there. And it's a Salma. Rounds out. Direct hit, right on the money. It's 428. That was a good shot. Definitely good. Now that tree there, those bunches of trees aren't very good at cover. I've often been discovered when I've been in that position, but I think he's trying to get as far over as he can to the west so they can shoot at these tanks making their way up the river road. Still waiting for the load to complete. It's ready. Rounds out. Good shot. 148, that's all he managed to get, but he did hit the heavy armor on the T-57 Heavy. So completely understand that, not getting a full whack. Notice the Object 260's managed to get up onto that rise. He's using that rock for cover, but it doesn't protect you from an Arty shell. And so I think that this moment, johanonperkele is going to have a bit of fun. Rounds out. Direct hit again, 253. Okay, it's a little bit of the dip in the ground just here. Nice cover, just in case somebody goes into the castle grounds, or the Abbey grounds, I should say. That 260 stopped moving about a bit because he knows he's in trouble now. In fact, our Wizzy 111 Model 5A's moved up. Rounds out. It landed nearby, but it didn't actually get a direct hit. Okay, the 260 is under pressure. 2 tanks and an Arty now. He might have to drop into the other road, in the other channel, if he's going to stay alive. And we can see this G-Saw, the medium tank G-Saw, has actually managed to sneak in by the back door. Rounds out. 394 on splash. That 260 did drop down into the other channel to stay alive. He's managed to get behind the buildings. Oh, and there's a Hesh barn. Okay, now if we can hit this guy, we might be able to get a pen and sizable amount of hit points. Rounds out straight away. Always stay to watch that one. And yes, he did get a direct hit. So more than likely that was a penetrating shot, because the hull of the FV4005 is a Centurion. And the turret, well, is paper thin. Surprisingly, the Hesh barn is not showing with, is still showing rather, at virtually no hit points, but, oh, another direct hit on the 260. Oh, he's really going for it so far. We don't know the value of the hit on the FV4005 yet, but he hasn't come back into view. We've got a Conway. Conway's very low on hit points. There's the Hesh barn. They do have 2. So he's going to try and get that one instead. Only seconds away from shooting. He's looking. Rounds out. Oh, he didn't stay to look. And he did get a penetrating shot. Unfortunately, he did not stay to look, and that would have been a beautiful one to see. Because of course it would have been a whole chunk of that guy's hit points, and we would have seen exactly where on the vehicle it got hit. Okay, there's the other Hesh barn, and look at that, he's missing most of it. He's a one-shot. Rounds out. He's fired again and not looked away, but he did kill the Hesh barn this time because he only needed a splash. Now the scores are even, but look at the amount of damage so far. 2,424, and that does not include the shot on the Hesh barn that we did see go in, but we don't know how much damage he did. The Conway goes. We've got a Waffenträger there. Can't get a shot on him, he's in cover. Okay, got E100 and a Bosch 155. Okay, the Bosch will make a better target at the moment. He's probably in reload, and that will really ruin his reload. 330. Again, he's shooting and then scooting. He's looking away, which of course we disapprove of because it means you miss out on the chance of seeing exactly where the shell lands on the enemy. That Foch has gone back into cover because he knows now that if he stays out, he'll get hit. And an enemy object 430, no, it's the 260. The guy who actually dropped down into the channel has suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and he's found our FE4005. Okay, now can we hit the object? Go for it. Yes! Good shot. The 260 took it full force, and it saved our Hesh bomb from any damage. And in fact, actually, he thanks. Okay, now the Foch 155 and the E100 have come out from their channel. They're coming up the road, but we're going to try and help him here. And the Wizzy knows this. Unfortunately, he does go down. Rounds out. Misses. Now he needs to get over to the other side of the map quickly, because it looks like the enemy coming up the river road as fast as they can. Yes, there's the other Heshbon, and he's missing all of his hit points. And we can now see that we've got 3,063. It looks like it was another penetrating shot. Rounds out. That kills the enemy Heshbon. Means now they've only got 4 tanks left in the game, but 2 of those should be making their way up the river road, and it looks like they've stopped. They've stopped suddenly at the area where you can do the lookout. There's the enemy Arty. He's gone. That means the cap area is ours, except of course they've got tanks in this area here which can look back at their own cap. We don't know where the Foch 155 is. He could turn up on our doorstep. Somebody just knocked a wall down right next door to that house. So there is somebody there in that little corner. Probably the Skoda T50, because he was last seen there. But he definitely knocked something over. It's little clues like that will tell you exactly where the enemy is. And there's the Skoda. Go for it. Wipe out. Another kill. That's 4 kills now for johanonperkele. He's having a ball on this game. There's only 2 enemy left. I'm sure he'd like to kill both of them. Since there's no enemy Arty left, he can actually do a bit of horticulture. And well, in fact, actually, it's a bit of forestry work, isn't it? He's knocking trees down. Okay, so it's only the E100 and the Foch 155. That's all they've got left. Now, where are they? There's the E100 going back to his cap area. Just got spotted and rounds out. Long flight time. Lands right behind him for 104. And the Foch went back to his own cap, and he's down the other end of the road as well, but he's vulnerable, and so is the E900, who just killed RT49. So, hit the Foch. It's backing up, rounds out, goes into the shell. Unfortunately, he managed to get past it just before it explodes. But he is a one-shot now. Unfortunately, the E100 just killed our Viz-55, which now makes it 2-on-2. And the enemy has the advantage. Now, we've got the Foch. Remember, he's the autoloader. Rounds out, landing in front of him. And it kills the Foch. We didn't get to see that. That would have been nice. And it only leaves the E100 and our Sharp Future 4. And the E900's right down the other end. Now, will he come up the river road? He's going back into cover. Now, we can see him. I'm not sure he knows that we can... that we have got full view of him. Can we get a shot? He stopped to take a shot. Rounds out. This will upset him. Because that stunned him. Somebody's already indicating they should go up onto the hill, up into the Abbey area. He's just taken a shot, so he's in reload. Remember, he's a 4-shot autoloader, the Shure MV7X. And we can land a shell directly behind the rock there. That would be a good one to do now. Rounds out. Oh, he got him!
Vehicle destroyed.
He got the kill, he got the top gun, and that's the end of the game. What a great result for the end of that game. That was an ace tanker for johanonperkele in the 212A. He got another bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of all that, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in the game. And the last one was the last enemy alive, the E100. His winning that one was 6,049, a very good score, super unicum, and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game because that went to the Viz-55, picked up a high caliber and a Confederate, and 7,005 hit points of damage. Second highest was the Foch 155, who actually got a tank sniper and 6,001 hit points. And the third highest damage, well, that was johanonperkele with the 212A getting the Gauze medal and a Top Gun and 4,196 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, we can see top scorer was johanonperkele with 6 kills. 5 kills went to the E100 on the enemy team, and then 2 kills went to the Heshbon on our team and the T49 on the enemy team, their Foch 155, their Object 260, and one of their Heshbons. And when it came to base XP, the Shure MV7X picked up the highest one, 1,252, mostly down to the fact that he was tier 9, but there again, so was johanonperkele. johanonperkele picked up 1,216, and then the Viz-55 managed 1,052, and he got a high caliber and the Confederates, as you saw. Our Wizzy 111 Model 5A got the cool-headed in that one, and we saw the tank sniper on the enemy one. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 19 rounds, got 9 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot. Of course, we saw that penetrating shot. That was the blind hit on the enemy Heshbon. In fact, I thought he had 2 direct hits on Heshbon, so maybe the other one wasn't a penetrating shot after all. And the one that we didn't see, because of course he looked away too quickly, was the one that we did get a penetrating shot. 17 splashes, 4,146 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6, and got 317 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 10,335 credits, and he got 2,736 experience points out of that one as well. So that one was much better off in the end. I mean, the fact that he got those last 2 kills to pick up his Top Gun, took out both enemy last tanks, the Foch and the E100, and managed to pick up another medal right at the end of the game. Hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.